Hello, everyone. You are live with Nancy Schaefer, founder of Missing in America, um, your missing persons recovery specialist. Today, we are discussing the case of Sherri Papini. She's a 34-year-old mother of two missing from Redding, California. Okay, there was a lot of information I needed to get from this case. According to the family and papers, there's a $50,000 reward for her safe return or her whereabouts. Now, I'm just going to briefly go down with the timeline. If anyone has any questions that's coming on, please feel free to ask me. I will try to address them as soon as I can. First off, she is a 34-year-old mother of two. At the time she went missing, approximately 2 o'clock p.m. From reports, she was jogging, which she did on a daily basis, and usually took the same route. Or where her phone was found later that day by her husband by the app Find My Phone, which is from iPhone. The phone was found on the side of the road, along with her earbuds, with her hair being inside the earbuds, or wrapped around, I want to say, the cord of her earbuds. Now, my first impression of this case was, and as I was reading and doing some research, I was seeing some things regarding disturbing comments about her husband being involved. I can assure you there is nothing in this case, nothing within the evidence, nothing within any of the factors that her husband is involved at all. And I think that this is horrible that people are speculating regarding this case. Just as of today, to clarify those rumors, the husband has passed lie detectors tests with flying colors, and also with the evidence about his whereabouts have been substantiated. So we're going to move past this. Now, the fact that her phone was found on the side of the road with her hair indicates to me that this is a clear abduction. It's certainly scary. And then I just started doing perimeters about where sex offenders are. There are 100 sex offenders in this area. One thing I'm going to recommend is, if this is a sex offender abduction, we can probably rule out a majority of them. This is not indicative of a sex offender that would be molesting children or minors or minimal infractions. The fact that she was abducted at 2 o'clock or around 2 o'clock, and we're trying to get the timeline down a little bit better, and there's probably a little bit more information that I may not know, but based off of from what I know, that this is a sex offender that was convicted of a violent crime, not a child predator. So right now I am doing process of elimination. There's certain facts in the case that tell me that this is someone that possibly knew her routine or was stalking her. So I have also questions about other affiliations with any other social media accounts before I go and roll. But first of all, I think they need to look into sex offenders within a 5-mile radius that have infractions of crimes of forceful rape or rape, anything that doesn't have to do with a child. Usually sex predators that go after children do not abduct grown women. But I also want to say, I'm still trying to seek more information based off, it's imperative that they find her. Now, I did notice that there was a sex offender a couple houses away from her, maybe 4 houses away from her. I am trying to get the information of what that sex offender was charged with and what his infractions were. I also know that a person that's going to abduct someone at 2 o'clock in the afternoon which would, normally, depending, would be a high rush traffic area. Um, that tells me we're also looking for someone of certain other violent crimes as well. So based off of now what we know we're looking for, we're most likely looking for a sex offender or a rapist that doesn't have minor infractions of a child. We're looking for someone that has an additional criminal history. It's very bold to abduct someone. And there's also signs where I think that people should also look that it's more than one person. I can't see, like I said, I still have more questions, so I'm basing this off of just the information that I have. I want to know which side of the road the phone and the earbuds were found on. And I also want to know, was it an indication that she was coming back from her job towards her house or away? That's a key factor here. Now, I also think that they should look at sex offenders that were maybe visiting or have family members in this area. It could be a sex offender that just moved to the area and didn't register yet. I did mark some areas that I'm going to be adding to the video that I think that people should search. Okay, first, let me go back to the facts. Okay, her date of birth is June 11th, 1982. She's 34 years old. On November 2nd, 2016, her daily routine, her boys were in daycare. She lives, I'm not going to be giving the family's address, so I'm just going to say Redding, California. She was reported missing after failing to return from a jog that afternoon. Now, I think it's Shasta. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this county. I think she was reported missing at 6 o'clock p.m. The jog was approximately 2 p.m. And the other question is I want to know, I would like to know so I can get more of an idea of, was this a daily routine for her? And I did, from all the pictures, this girl's physically fit. I think we're also looking for someone that might be more than one person involved. And I also want to think that my recommendations of the family and to law enforcement is to get out on the news in your area. Ask people to search their properties. Ask them if they've seen anything suspicious. Ask them over news. Ask them to search their home videos or their home cameras or surveillances to see if there's anything that they could see. So if every person that owns a home in that area or a business actually goes and takes upon themselves and searches those video cameras around those times to see if they can see anything, you are going to save a lot of time in this investigation. All residents, all people that live in this area, I want you to check your properties. Report anything that's not out of the norm. If you saw anything that looked suspicious that day, I think based off of what I'm seeing, this may be a van abduction. And a lot of times the reason why I want to say van is when there's a phone and earbuds stopped or on the side of the road, that told me someone may have been pulled inside. Now, from reports, and I'm only going based off of reports, that they're not sure if this was an abduction or not. From all accounts, to me, it looks like an abduction. And one way they can tell if it's an abduction is by using a scent dog, which can determine, they would take a scent article and they could determine take the dog and go in her path. If the path ends, that means she was taken inside of a vehicle, period. And I've seen in many cases to where a lot of these cases don't get solved, or get thrown off track because certain things are not done earlier. So my recommendation also too is, and they may have already done it, just they may not, they have, let me back up. They may have already done it, and they may have not be releasing it. The reason why I want to say a van is because technically, when you're still driving and you go up alongside someone, open up the door, you can pull someone in. If you pull someone in, they're going to drop whatever's they have in their hands or their earbuds or whatever. So I also want to consider too, if anyone in that area around that time saw a van, search your properties. Look for anything out of the norm. If you see something, do not touch it. Do not try to examine it. Go immediately and call law enforcement. Check any kind of outbuildings on your properties. I'm going to be sending some search areas also to the page to where I told them that I think that they should be searching. And of course, I've gone on course. So, okay, according to her husband, at 10:37 a.m., she did send him a text message asking him if he was going to be coming home for lunch. Her husband did not respond until 1:39 p.m. Because, which is, I know everyone's like, well, who doesn't bring their phone into work? Mostly men. And it's being done more than normal. I've found out most people don't bring their personal cell phones into work. Now, my question also is to the family or the husband can know, when he texted her at 1:39, did she return back the text? Did she see the text? Because that would probably hit the timeline a little bit better. She had gone to a jog near Sunrise Drive in Old Oregon Trail in Redding, California, which is, I want to believe, the Mountain Gate area. I noticed, based off of what I see, that they're looking on the roads. Does anyone have any questions? I'm just giving a minute. Okay, doesn't look like anyone has any questions. The other question is, I seen in her background that she did work some form of job, but I don't know when. Trisha, they have warrants for all that now. And yes, they are looking into that. I'm a little bit conflicted, and that's only because I don't have 100% of the information as far as which side of the road the phone was found on. A lot of this stuff could tell us a lot of stuff. So I'm hoping maybe, they'll do that and also get a scent dog out there immediately. It's very possible they still might be able to pick up a scent. But I'm going to say they need to look for a van. And possibly more than one person. I would also look at people that just recently got out of jail around that time. Now, let's see. Can everyone see the flyer? She was very physically fit. Very, very physically fit. I'll say what? She's physically fit, and she's very beautiful. Now, I know a lot of people are saying things. I just ask you to please refrain from doing gossip, because usually there's a good reason for everything, and reasons we're not going to know certain factors. I don't know why she brought the child, had the children in daycare. It could be possible she works herself and may work from home. Yeah, she is beautiful, Trisha. So this is another one of my concerns, but also very physically fit. I was trying to look in most of her pictures. To see if she had long nails. Yeah, you should see this. Do a Google search of her area. I'm not going to give the family's address out of privacy. 100 sex offenders in this area. 100. I was just like, wow. Yeah, it's a pretty scary thing. And I'm not saying that, it couldn't have been anything else. But the fact that her cell phone and earbuds with hair in it. I mean, I have gone on jogs or gone to the gym, and I take my earbuds off, and sometimes a little bit of the hair gets caught into the string of the earbud. But just the factors alone within the case is, everything points to an abduction. Yeah, very scary. Now we're a week out that she's been missing, and we also know that it's important to find people within 72 hours. And if the person is a registered sex offender, it's imperative. I want also the residents, please do me a favor and circulate this video, because this is what the press should be telling the people who live in that area, that's in their news, in their living rooms. Search your property. Report anything that's out of the normal. Hide turkey vulture activity, unnormal odors. If you saw anything suspicious that day, if you know someone in the area that has a registered sex offender that just moved in with them, or anything could lead a tip to where this beautiful, beautiful mom is. To be honest with you, I wish I was in a plane right now to California, because I'm watching a little bit of the searching and stuff going on. I'm not going to go there. They should be also searching in the wooded areas. I'm going to be sending a map. So look at this. I'm going to get rid of the address so you can't see it, out of respect to the family. Look at this. Can everyone see that? Those red things, all right, all those red things are sex offenders. The blue thing is the house. This looks like a sex offender abduction to me, by the way. And it may be even more than one person. You possibly looking for a van, and possibly more than one person. I'm going to reiterate again. Now, I did find, I think so far I nailed down 4 of them that don't have children. Basically, you're looking for sex offenders that are rape or rape by force. You can you can exclude all sex offenders that have a child or a minor offense to it. So you could pretty much narrow it down. Yes. Yeah. And why that this wasn't addressed by day one or day two is concerning to me. I have been looking through. I found, you know, like I said, I have 100 of them to go through. I have had 3 that meet the criteria, and they all live within walking distance of the home or driving distance of the path. I can't give their names, but, and I'm sure law enforcement already has this data or has already started collecting this data. But you're possibly looking for a sex offender, someone with a violent crime other than that. And to be honest with you, to abduct someone in the daytime like that is you're probably looking for a psychopath or a sociopath. They have no feelings and doesn't really care. Might not even be from that area. Okay. Any other questions? If I can't see who all that's watching, can you just let everybody know, please? Let me know if you're here. Yeah. I recommended to, I don't know if they're going to listen or not, but I recommend that all press get into these people's living rooms saying, search your property. If you see something, do not touch it at all. Check your home and businesses. Check the surveillance. Don't wait for law enforcement to come and say, hey, let's check this video surveillance. Take it upon yourself. Look on that day around those time periods to see if you can see anything. This is how you can help bring this beautiful mom home and beautiful wife. I don't know where the stuff was coming from, but the husband and wife had a very beautiful relationship. There weren't any problems. He was at work. He did pass lie detector tests. And yeah, lie detector tests are not admissible in court for a reason. Psychopaths or sociopaths most likely could pass a lie detector test. But there's also other evidence that cleared him saying where he was. Just remember, too, you know, I know everyone wants to give their opinion, but this, I don't know if you saw the video of the husband asking to please bring his wife home. Trust me, it was sincere. I've been doing this for 11 years, and I've seen it all. And he's completely heartbroken. And instead of sitting on the internet talking about each other and speculating, we should be out there searching. Not alone, out there searching. If you go out to search, these are the steps you take. Gloves, latex gloves or non-latex gloves, which are called medical gloves. Some people are allergic to latex, so don't do that. If you see anything, do not touch it. If every single person searches their property around this area, please, immediately, I don't care, do it during the day, make sure you're not alone, and also make sure you have cell phone, water. This beautiful mom is missing. Please, please help this family out. If you're in the immediate area, search your properties, check your video surveillance. It's not against the law to check your own video surveillance. The the restaurants, buildings, people who own homes. I know a lot of them homes are very well off and have beautiful homes. They all have video surveillance. Check your home surveillance. Wednesday. I want to say start from like 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock, because it might be possible you may see a vehicle driving up and down the road at that time. If you see any evidence of her or anything out of the ordinary, contact the sheriff's department. And I'm going to give you the contacts number again. Excuse me. Yeah, I suggest, it's a Tricia. I suggest all law enforcement in the area, all buildings, all owners, check your surveillance. I know it probably can sit there and be a little time consuming, but it could make a huge difference. And most companies by SOP only keep their surveillance for 30 days, so it's important to obtain anything that may be factual to the case now before it's lost. Okay, if anyone has any information, can call dispatch at 530-245-6540, or they can contact the Major Crimes Unit at 530-245-6135. You can also do tips via email, which is MCU, M as in Mary, C as in Charlie, U, CO, C as in Charlie, O as in Oscar, dot, Shasta, H as in Sean, or S as in Sean, H as in Harry, A as in Ann, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, A as in Alpha, dot, CA dot US dot. We're going to put this underneath the video. Copy and paste it. There's a $50,000 reward being offered by the family. Now, her normal route would be Sunset Drive near Mountain Gate. I also have all those things mapped out. Criminal history and all this other stuff, I don't think, that I have obtained to be able to assist in this case is relevant, so I'm going to be leaving it out. But it did look like she was in telecommunications at AT&T. I don't know if it was current or as of yet. I'm still getting more information. Her maiden name was Graeff. Married name Papini, Papini. Sherri, middle name Luis. Date of birth June 11th, which I'm a Gemini as well. I'm June 7th. 1982. She's 34 years old. She was last seen November 2nd, 2016. From what I can see from her LinkedIn account, that she was a national retail account executive at AT&T. She's beautiful. Best thing you can do is get out there and search your properties. Now the area, if I pull it up, so far I located 3 sex offenders within that range that fit the mold. Doesn't mean that they're guilty. Doesn't mean that it's a sex offender, but based off of everything that I'm seeing, you're possibly looking for a sex offender that has additional law enforcement charges other than being a sex offender. You're not looking for someone who has offenses to childs or minors. Like I said, I did find 3, and 1 actually even really close to the home. My recommendations, I can't show you my map because unfortunately it has the sex offenders' names, and I don't want anyone going to anyone's home, or just because they're a sex offender doesn't mean they're guilty. But it certainly needs to be looked at. I'm going to suggest that Bear Mountain Road be searched off each side. We are discussing the disappearance of Sherri Papini, Michelle. Who is Lauren? My name is not Lauren. This is Nancy Schaefer. I'm a missing persons recovery specialist and founder of Missing in America. Have 11 years missing persons investigations and recovery. We're discussing her case and what I feel that the people, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Lauren Ann, are you referring to me? Yeah, I don't know. We're discussing the disappearance of Sherri Papini. She went missing last week on Wednesday on a jog, Michelle. Her cell phone and earbuds, I want to say, for her iPhone was found on the side of the road with pieces of her hair caught in it. To reiterate, I think that there is 100 sex offenders in that area, but we can... Oh, okay, honey, that's okay. Lauren, did you say you were doing searches for Sherri in California? Give her a second to answer. No, Michelle, the husband isn't a suspect at all. Like I said, even though a lot of people are speculating, there's no indication that the husband's involved at all. He actually passed, I believe, 2 lie detector tests, and they were also able to substantiate his whereabouts at his employment, and he is not a suspect at all. Oh, okay. I'll have to look. You guys did a search with me in New Jersey. Yeah, Michelle, from what it seems to me is that this is an abduction or a possible abduction, since the phone was found on the side of the road along with her hair in it. And like I said, I gave my opinions as far as 100 sex offenders. You know, if you go statistically, that's a lot of sex offenders, but you can weed them out by knowing that you're looking for someone that doesn't have offenses against children. Yes, Bernadette. I know. Actually, one of her family members had made it. I'm trying to keep. Bear with me. I'm trying to keep all. Everyone's getting confused because we're discussing more than one case in a thread, and I won't do that anymore. Right now, we're talking about this disappearance of Sherri Louise Papini, which is 34 years old. Went missing in Redding, California, last Wednesday, which was the second, at approximately 2:00 p.m. I think you're looking for a sex predator. And again, I think the area of Bear Mountain Road needs to be searched. And that's a huge road, I know. And also, I feel there is a mountainy area. Let me see if I can take this thing out as far as the ping of who the sex offender is. Each sides of, I want to say, Route 5 needs to be searched. Let's see if you can see this. This area right here, in between Old Oregon Trail to Union School Road. This area right here needs to be searched. Grid searched too, not just the roads, off roads, mountains, woods, and then the other side of let's see if I can see. Then the other side, which is the opposite side of that area, on Route 5, coming up on Union School Boulevard Road. Now, Bear Mountain Road is an area that I think should be addressed, but this area right here, this mountain area, also should be searched. Now here, I want to say this area right here, and then down Mountain Road, along each side. I know, I saw it, it's like very, it's gonna take some very skilled search and rescue people to search that area, especially down off the sides, but that's where I think needs to be searched. If you are in this area, if you live in this area, if you see any kind of weird turkey vulture activity, call law enforcement. Does anyone else have any question? Yes, I agree with you, and that's the first thing that I said. I can't make any, I hope that law enforcement used a scent dog, because with a scent dog, you can determine if she was taken into a vehicle, most likely, or can follow scent, because usually if it follows scent is an indication that it was taken by a vehicle. But I think they're looking for a van. I think they're looking for a sex predator, and I think that they're looking for possibly more than one suspect. It's hard to, let me go back. Let me see something. I actually just had a question come up on my own. Bear with me. For some reason, they said she was last seen wearing a pink jogging top. I don't know what they're going based off of that, but I'm sure that they have something stating that that's what she was wearing. I don't know if it's suspicion or actual factual information. Yeah, she is 34 years old and very fit. I could have sworn that I had her stuff on there. Give me 1 second. From what it looks like, her and her husband got married in 2009. She's very big into women's health. Wait 1 second. Right now I'm trying to get specifics on this. Could have swore I wrote it in my notes. Okay. Okay, she was 5'3" and 100 pounds. All right, that says a lot. Just because she was fit, she was obviously really petite and short. Well, I'm sorry about that, according to me. But she was very fit. So there might be also some signs. And another thing that I think they should put out there, that she may have tried to fight her attacker. If you know anybody that has suspicious scratches on them or on their face or on their back, call law enforcement, please. Okay. I think that's all right now, what we have on her case. Okay, so let's just do a small recap. Yeah, no, I know. It's driving me nuts. They made the alarm thing. It has nothing to do with that, the batteries. I gotta reset something. Okay. That's funny that you're noticing that, because I just ignore it. Okay, so she's 34, 5'3", 100 pounds, fit. Was last seen the 2nd around 2 p.m. in Redding, California. I went to Google Live with that area. A lot of those areas, they're going to need some very experienced search and rescue groups to go in that area. But I'm going to suggest most likely the left side of Route 5. is an area that should be searched. Again, all the news press, get in their living rooms. Ask them, search your properties. Report anything that was out of the normal. Did you see any suspicious vehicles? Did you see her running that day? Don't wait for law enforcement to knock on your door and say, let's check your video surveillance. Take it upon yourself. Check your home video surveillance for that day around that time. I want to say within a 3-hour period, because you might be able to see like a vehicle going back and forth. Could be the key to bringing her home. It has nothing to do with changing the batteries. It has nothing to do with changing the battery. But thank you. Okay. Now that my New Jersey people... Hi guys. I miss you all. But we're doing good. Trying to stay focused. And if anyone has any questions, they can also add them on the bottom and we will answer them. I'm going to go over, I feel like I'm talking over and over. Redding, California. Any homes, businesses, check your video surveillance. Check your properties, your outbuildings, any vehicles that look like they're abandoned. If you come upon anything, do not touch it. Call law enforcement immediately. We're going to be adding some tips, but I'm not going to, I can sit here and say it over and over. I can't stress enough that the news should be getting in these people's living rooms saying, check your properties. Check your video surveillance for anything suspicious. Don't wait for law enforcement to come knock on your door. Thank you very much, guys. Please keep Sherri Papini and her family in your prayers. And this is Nancy with Missing in America. Never stop searching.